What is up, dead friends? Breegle here with another tutorial, and today we're going to be going over the basics of cryptography. So, a couple of things before we start practicing cryptography. There are questions that I'm sure people have if they're not familiar with what cryptography is or just heard a little bit about it. So the first question is, what is cryptography? Cryptography is the art of hiding sensitive or any information inside of a code and or in plain sight, but yet still using a code. So cryptography is much older than the technology age. When we think of cryptography now, usually we think of like computer codes and things like that, which is true. That's how it's used now. But cryptography actually started way back in the ancient times, when the Roman generals needed to transfer sensitive information to their field generals, and so they would encode the messages using a basic shift cipher, which at that time was known as the Caesar shift cipher. So let's move on to the next question though. Who uses it? Well, basically, my computer's going a little mad here. Basically, anybody can use cryptography. Mainly it's used by governments and intelligence agencies in order to hide their information, to make sure that it doesn't get into enemy hands. So that's one way to use, or one type of people who uses cryptography. Now, another is just anybody who wants to mess around with it. Kind of like I discussed in my introduction to hacking, some people just want to learn it for fun and to use it as a prank on other people. Then you have the hackers who use it in order to cover up their tracks, and you have non-military entities, like big businesses and stuff, who want to encrypt sensitive employee information or sensitive business information using a form of cryptography. Now, another way that cryptography is used is through web development. You know, if you want to keep everybody logging into that website safe and secure, they use SSL certificates, and that is how we are able to do online transactions from our bank cards to the place that we're purchasing from in a safe manner, usually. So that is basically anybody can use cryptography. So when should you use it? Well, as I had just mentioned, you should use it when you are trying to relay sensitive information to people, you know, to a specific person, and we use it in order to, and when I say we, I'm talking about the hacker community. We use it when we want to cover up our tracks or make a virus or something of the likes not traceable back to us. Okay, so there's another reason. And again, you can just use it for fun. Personally, I love trying to solve puzzles, so therefore, you know, I'll just come across random cryptography puzzles online, and I will just, you know, see how good my skills are and use it to break the code. When else can we use it? We can use it when we're sending emails. We can use it to verify who we are, and that right there would be PGP encryption, or pretty good privacy public key encryption. So basically you can use it whenever you want. but it was invented to cover up sensitive information between nation states who were fighting each other. So what types are there? What kind of cryptography is out there? Well, the list is pretty huge, so I'm going to list some of the main ones. We have our shift ciphers, okay, where you get either a specific number to shift the alphabet, and of course I'll show you guys an example of this. But you get a specific number to shift the alphabet to encrypt and decrypt the code. So we got shift ciphers, or another way is you get a keyword, and again I'll show you guys examples, but you use that keyword to decrypt the cipher. Okay, so you got shift ciphers. You got okay, you got the base 64 cipher. I'm not sure what is going on with my computer right now. Sorry, guys. Okay, but yeah, you got base 64 cipher. And then you got your binary ciphers. Okay, which in the binary family you have hexadecimal and ASCII. So hexadecimal, hex, we call it hex in the community. Binary hex and ASCII. ASCII, okay. So, and then also you have your more advanced, you have RSA. Which basically uses the mathematician Leonhard Euler. He was a he invented the base formula / equation for the foundation of RSA. Okay, and then you got S, which was made by the person who, by one of the people who contributed to RSA, and SSS, wait, SSS, yeah, okay, stands for Shamir's Secret Sharing Scheme. Okay, and this is where you have multiple different people with multiple different pieces of the key, and when they put it together it forms one key to unlock the message. Okay, so Smear's secret sharing scheme. Okay, alright, and then you have an even more advanced version, which is actually, thankfully to the tools online, it's easy to do, but it's advanced. Okay, and you guys will see why in a bit of a later video. But we call it Steganography, and hopefully I'm spelling Steganography correctly. Because it always tells me that I don't. But Steganography. Okay, and Steganography is the art of hiding data in an image. Okay, so in an image or audio file. And again, I'll show you guys how this is done. But Alright, so these are the primary ones that I want you guys to know about, okay? Shift cipher, space 64, binary, which includes in its family hexadecimal and ASCII. Then you got RSA, and then you got Shamir's secret sharing scheme, and then you got Steganography, which is hiding data in an image or audio file. Okay, so let's clear this, and in this next part we're going to go over the Caesar shift cipher. Okay. Alright guys, now let's look at how cryptography works. Okay, so let's say that I wanted to send a message. Okay, so we're going to use this square as me, and that's actually a little too big. Let's go with something a little bit better here. Here. Okay, so let's say that this square is me, or my computer, okay, since we're using cryptography for computers in this instance. And then let's say that we wanted this person, okay, and don't mind my drawing, my hand is just, it shakes too much to do this, but I wanted to try to get you guys, you know, familiar with this. But okay, so the blue square is me, the yellow square, let's just call this my friend, okay? So M stands for me, and F stands for friend, okay? Now, let's say that I had to send my friend a very important message, okay? At this point in time, the actual message itself doesn't matter. But now, let's assume that somebody knows the importance of this message, but doesn't know what it is, and they want to intercept that message. Okay. Let's call this person H for hacker. Okay. And so I wanted to send a message to my friend, and Mr. Hacker here intercepts that message. So if it was in plain text, meaning if it looked like a normal message, oh, I need to step that back. Okay. Let's say that I wanted to send, okay, this is our super top secret message. I'm just using it for an example, okay? So let's say I wanted to say hello friend in that message, okay, to my friend. Now in plain text, if a hacker intercepted that and the message looked exactly like this, he would easily be able to read that message's contents. But let's say that we add at least a low level of cryptography. So we're going to say, let's go with the Caesar cipher. Alright, now this no longer stands. Now that's the original message, okay? But, you know what, I'm going to keep that. Okay, so that's the original message, is hello friend. But now let's say that before I sent this message, okay, I sent a different message completely unrelated to this one, and I sent the number 2 to my friend, okay, and I say that K equals 2. So therefore the key to the cipher that I'm going to show you guys is 2. So my friend has his key, but Mr. Hacker down here no longer has that key. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and clear this. Maybe. Okay, new. Don't save. Alright. Now I'm going to pull up Notepad. Okay, this is how Caesar cipher works. A equals 0. And then from there, you go B equals 1, C equals 2, and so on, all the way until Z equals, okay, we're gonna put some dots there, all the way until Z equals 25. Alright, now you guys are probably like, well, wait a second, there's 26 letters in the alphabet. That is true, but we're starting A at 0, so it kind of shifts it one back, so that way we have a good balance and an equal key here, okay? So now let's say that we wanted to shift hello friend times 2. Okay, so what would happen is so H here would actually become 2 places ahead of H. So you got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Okay, so it would become J. And then same thing with E. Okay, so E, you got A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So J, G. 2 L's. You got so A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, 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 O, P, Q, R, R. Okay, so there's hello in Caesar shift times 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish the line. Friend A, B, C, D, E, F, and then G, H, so H, and then R, so Q, R, S, T, G, and then do the same thing with I and E, which you can just look over here, and you got, we're going to space that, G, and then go back 1, we're going to, so H, I, J, K, okay, and then N, O, P, and then A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so here's your encrypted Caesar cipher message right here. Okay, so copy. Okay, so here's the new, oh, let me change color. Okay, so here's your new message. So let's go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and draw back up our squares again. Okay, there's me, there's my friend, and then we got Mr. Hacker down here. Okay, so hacker, friend, and M for me. Alright, so we send this new encrypted version, and our friend knows that the key is to shift forward twice. Okay, okay, in their case it would shift it backwards twice, so -2. And then Mr. Hacker here intercepts it, and let's say he doesn't know the key. Okay, and he's like, what? I don't know how to read this because it looks like gibberish. Okay, so you know, now being that it's a Caesar shift cipher, and we now have programs that can basically brute force it to death, because you only have 25 different possibilities. Okay, but still, it's going to be a pain in the butt for him to try to decrypt this message, and this is why cryptography is important. Okay, because then we're sending this message, and then when they get it back and they have the key, okay, they know to shift it backwards twice, and they get the original text message, which would be hello friend. Okay, so that is basically how the Caesar shift cipher works. Now, in this on this video's comments, I want you guys to go ahead and practice this and send me shift ciphers, and then I'll respond. And don't send me the key. Don't send me this. Okay. But all right. So send me in the comments below. Just practice and see how it looks and works. Okay. But okay. Now let's use a whole different example. Don't save. Okay. Now let's say yet once again that there is blue and brush. Okay, let's say once again there is me, and then let's say that there's my friend, and then we got Mr. Hacker down here yet once again. Okay, H. Okay, so and then we know that this is me and this is my friend. Alright, now yet once again I'm sending a message, and Mr. Hacker here intercepts it. Now, with keeping this in mind, okay, we're going to go ahead and now we're going to use a keyword. Alright, so I send hello friend again, or you know what, this time I'm just going to send hello so that way you guys get the picture pretty quickly. Alright, I send hello to my friend. And again, in plain text, this would be bad because we know that the hacker would instantly be able to read it. But now we're gonna get a little more trickier, and we're gonna say that our friend, we sent our friend a keyword. Okay, so KW equals, let's say bad. Okay, the keyword is bad. Now Mr. Hacker here has no idea what this is. Alright, what of the keyword. Okay, this is our message. Now let's go ahead and show how that keyword would change our plain text word. So H, you're going to shift H by B amount of times, which therefore means that that H becomes 1 ahead. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So now we got I. A is equal to 0, so E stays the same. And D is equal to 3. So L, M, M, N, O. So we got 2 O's. And then you start back at the beginning of the word where O becomes shifted once. So L, M, N, O, P. So this is your new word using this here. And so you combine the shift cipher with a keyword cipher, and then you get this. So copy, and now this one is slightly more better to use than a regular shift cipher, because then you can use the brute force, and same with this one, but it's going to take a little bit more than the last one I just showed you guys. Okay, so we have our keyword cipher. You send the keyword to your friend, and then separately you send the encrypted message, which is this, to your friend, and now they know to minus, okay, shift backwards these letters until you reach the plain text message, and that's how it's done. And then Mr. Hacker here gets this message, and he again is like, what? So this one's a little bit better, okay, but you know, again, it's still crackable. It's still, you know, you can still basically brute force it. And brute forcing is just where you run a program through every possible shift, and it'll come out eventually with a with the plain text. So that's why shift ciphers really, if as long as you're just using them for messing around, or if you're using them for very basic non-super sensitive information, then yeah, it's a fun thing to do. I love using shift ciphers for fun. But okay, now let's take a look here. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna look at steganography real quick, and then we're gonna do the rest of the codes that I mentioned in another video. Okay, so let's go take a look at the steganography. So I'm going to show you guys an advanced one for you guys to play around with. Okay guys, so we're gonna look at Hex Editor Neo. You guys can look this up on Google, download it, it's free, it's not infected or anything like that, so go ahead and download Hex Editor Neo. Alright, and when this loads, I'm going to show you guys some very simple steganography. Alright, so let's grab a file. So, oh, no, sorry. So we want to click this, it's basically new, and file, and I want to open a file, and we're going to go to our pictures, and let's say that I want to open this cicada image. Okay, now as you guys can see, each image has an offset and then its build sequence, and this is using hexadecimal and binary code. Okay, and then as you can see over here, here's the data in which is outputted by these offsets and bytes. Okay, so keep scrolling through, and this is exactly what makes the image that I selected. If I were to change any of this, it would either corrupt the image or put a missing spot in that image. Okay, so as you guys can see, it can be pretty big. But let's say now that we want to hide a secret message within this image, within this image's data. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, so we're gonna move this up here. Now, oh, okay, space. Now, if you do this at the end of the image, it does not affect the image at all. Low I. Okay. If my keyboard would stop freaking out, I could show you guys what's going on here. Okay. I hid. Oh, backspace one. Yep. Secret in here. Okay, so basically what you're doing is you're just adding new data bytes, okay, and to the end of the image. So this stuff in red is the important part. Now, let's say that, okay, I want to save it as, you know what, let's save it to our desktop. And I don't understand what's going on here. Okay. Anyways, I'm just going to call it hide. We're going to save. Now, as you guys... Okay, as you guys can see right here, the image still looks exactly the same, right? This is it right here. Okay, the image is exactly the same. There's nothing different about it whatsoever. All this static was already here when I downloaded it, so on and so forth. Now let's make sure that that this is working. So we're gonna edit it with the hex editor Neo. We're gonna scroll down, and right here, hello, I hid a secret in here. Okay, so that's how it's done. That is one step of steganography. Now, there's another way, using OpenPuff, or you can use Outguess. Outguess is a good one. And you can hide files, entire files, into the image, providing the image's data is large enough. But this is it right here. Okay, so this is how you hide, and nobody's gonna suspect it unless they absolutely know, you know, what's going on. Okay, so basically what that means is within any image uploaded onto the internet, you can have information hiding in that image. For all we know, the kitten pictures that everybody, that Google voted is the #1 thing that people look at. For all we know, there could be secret CIA messages in those images. Okay, so that is steganography. Now, I'll go over more detailed steganography, but I wanted just to give you guys a little sneak peek of the more advanced stuff, because I've been doing nothing but basic stuff lately. So, have fun with it, play around with it, use it, pass some codes around with your friends, leave some Caesar shift ciphers in the comments below, and just enjoy the cryptography. And if you guys are wondering, can I specialize in cryptography in college? Yes, absolutely. It would probably be best for you to go into mathematics, a mathematics degree, then, if you want to really get into cryptography. So that is it for now, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something new today, and let me know how I'm doing. If you guys like the videos, give me a likes up or a thumbs up, and a like. Give me a comment, and please be sure to subscribe, because there is so much more that I'm going to be covering coming up here soon, guys. So alright, dead friends, Jordan Breegle out. Thanks for watching.